Brad Holmes does an interview on 97.1 The Ticket, and there are many takeaways to take from this interview. We're going to be talking about the Jared Goff future, what he talked about him, Trinity Benson with the Detroit Lions, the NFL draft, free agency, and a lot more, even Matthew Stafford trade. But before we get into this video, if you think it'd be a really smart idea to go ahead and walk into a landmine field, and you see a landmine and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and step on this bad boy, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you can get limbs taken out. Also, make sure you take that like button, ball it up, throw it right on that mine as well, and get that thing gone to kingdom come. Let's get into today's Lions rumors. He was asked about Trinity Benson. His answer was absolutely amazing to me. He says, when we acquired Trinity Benson, we knew that he had a lot of upside, but we knew that he was a developmental player that was raw. Knowing that he was young, the intent of Trinity was not 2021. It was like if he could contribute, great. If he needs a little more time to learn a new system, kind of coming in late, then that's what he'll do. Trinity will still be in position to compete during this upcoming offseason, going to the 22 for the season. Holmes continued, that is how we view Trinity. He's a developmental prospect, and he'll just kind of see where it is. First, we're going to start with Trinity Benson, and I thought this was extremely interesting. He was asked about the trade, giving up the 2 draft picks. What do you feel about Trinity Benson, the future? And Brad Holmes actually stated that when he traded for Trinity Benson, he knew as a developmental player is not necessarily for 2021, but for the 2022 NFL season. And I thought that was extremely interesting because you're going to give up this draft capital for a player who you're looking for the future. We're talking about 2 draft picks, and with the Detroit Lions had all those injuries and sickness from the wide receiver position, he still didn't make really any gains. I don't know if I can really believe this, but it does seem to me that Trinity Benson does have a pretty good chance to make the roster in the 2022 NFL season due to the interview of Brad Holmes. I don't know if he's trying to save face or if he really meant it. All I know is right now the trade is looking like a disaster, and Trinity Benson, if true, if that is the legitimate reason of what Brad Holmes says, he better take a massive step in 2022 because we need all the wide receiver help as humanly possible. We can no longer accept getting players and getting away draft picks for someone that's not contributing. We're going to talk about the Senior Bowl here, and Brad Holmes talked a lot about it. Are you guys excited, and are you guys going to watch the Senior Bowl? Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. A lot of information can be taken away from that game. We're talking about prospects. We're also talking about the coaches for the Detroit Lions. So let me know in the comment section, are you going to watch it? Y or N? Speaking of coaching and Detroit Lions coaching staff for the Senior Bowl, I think this is a great opportunity to give you a look of the development of the coaches for Dan Campbell and his coaching tree, because Duce Staley will be acting as head coach for the Detroit Lions in the Senior Bowl, Ben Johnson acting as offensive coordinator, and Aubray Pleasant acting as defensive coordinator for the Lions coaching staff. First off, we got to talk about Ben Johnson. We know that there's an open position right now for offensive coordinator. I've been saying it for a long time now, ever since Detroit Lions podcast guy says that he was implementing the playbook and he had a lot to do with the new look offense, that Ben Johnson should be and will be the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. He has a great opportunity to showcase his abilities in this game with the quarterbacks that we have and the offense, and his ability to put players in position to succeed. If he does a good job, there you go. That's a better way of an interview, in my opinion, and I do believe Ben Johnson's the Lions offensive coordinator. I think he's definitely going to be it. I'm not even really going to waste much time talking about a lot of OCs that are available. I think at this point it does seem to be him. What if Aaron Glenn gets a head coaching job for the New Orleans Saints or any other team, whether it be this year or next year. We're developing Aubray Pleasant potentially to be the next defensive coordinator. He's going to have an opportunity, just like Ben Johnson, to showcase his ability. He did a fantastic job with the Lions secondary this season. We're talking about Jerry Jacobs, Melifonwu. A lot of players did good for the Lions secondary, considering the injuries and considering the issues that we had, whether it be the sickness. And if Aaron Glenn, a beloved coach of ours, does get another opportunity, it'd be a great way to simply promote within. That's what good quality franchises do. And the Detroit Lions seem to be doing that with the Dan Campbell coaching tree. I still want to keep Aaron Glenn, no doubt, but I love the concept of giving these coaches, whether it be the secondaries coach and the tight ends coach, an opportunity to showcase their ability to the next level. And that just really shows you the strength of Dan Campbell and his confidence in his coaches and his staff. I absolutely love it. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you want Ben Johnson to be the next Detroit Lions offensive coordinator? If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. Right now, we're at 20,110 subscribers. Let's get to 20,200. With your help, it can get done. Let's get this bad boy out there. Continue to subscribe if you haven't done so. Obviously, he was asked about Jared Goff and the future of him as the quarterback of the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to lie. I'm used to our general managers and our coaches really praising our former quarterback, Matthew Stafford. He's the guy, this, that, and the other, going for it. We've heard it a billion times. In this interview, it didn't feel like that. It felt like he stated he has to earn his keep, basically. We've seen him progress in the second half, but just like any other player, he's got to continue to get better and improve. It was not the biggest vote of confidence that I've heard throughout the years. Maybe it was just a slight, maybe there's nothing really to read into it. But in my opinion, it definitely put on the table that the Detroit Lions could select a quarterback in the 2022 NFL Draft. It wouldn't shock me at this point. I still believe the Detroit Lions want to get players around Jared Goff and want him to succeed, and he's going to have every opportunity. But it's possible, just like the San Francisco 49ers, that they could take a quarterback. I'm not saying one with the second pick or possibly even be one with the late first-round pick, but they definitely could look to the draft to get a quarterback to groom behind Jared Goff for the future of this team. Brad Holmes talked about free agency and the draft. He said last year he was really behind the eight ball. The whole team was, because of the new hires and everything. But now they're definitely ahead of last year, in a really good position to understand that the draft, what they have in their board, as well as free agency. And that spells fantastic news for the Detroit Lions, because we need every opportunity to upgrade this roster via draft and free agency. I still wish that we kind of knew what was in the head of Brad Holmes and this regime regarding the draft and free agency, because it'd be nice to know. But when it comes to free agency, we're about a month away from figuring this thing out here real soon. He talked about this team, that this is not a one-year thing. This is a multi-year process. So when it comes to the draft, I still believe they're in the best player available situation. If a player is there and we may already have a strength of that position, they still could draft that player because they just want to get better on the roster and continue to stick with their plan and get better and not rush anything. And I do like that. You stick to your plan, don't get scared, and don't freak out and jump on somebody just because you feel that you must do that. You stick to your board, you stick best player available, and you end up with a good draft. We've seen that with Amon-Ra St. Brown, with Penei Sewell, Aleem McNeil. You look at the Lions draft, it was ranked 6th by Legacy Media for the whole teams last year of the rookie class. So I think that's a good process. He needs to continue that process, but it also means Lions fans could get upset if, say, they draft a quarterback instead of a linebacker in a spot where they want something of that nature. Maybe they go and a player that you don't want, you'd prefer to get a safety, and they may not get that safety. That is possible, and we have to be patient. And he said Lions fans are very patient, and he's really appreciative of that. Also, free agency, he's got his free agent board up there, and he's ready to roll when this thing begins. Freaking love it. I'm really excited for the next couple of months to see this team get better. And he was also very vague when he asked about positions of need for the NFL draft. He didn't want to say anything. That's expected. You don't want to give other general managers any idea of what you're going to do, even though they're not stupid. Just like it says above there, follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. I leave my DMs open. I'm on this bad boy all the time. I generally use that probably more than anything else. I definitely use it more on Facebook. I know a lot of people hit me up on Facebook, and I'm just not a Facebook type guy. But MicroMike85, follow me. And let's get the conversation going around the Detroit Lions. I love it. I love everything Lions, so let me know. You can also follow me on Lions Nation Unite at MicroMike, so make sure to do that as well. I definitely will try to reply to every single comment on there that I can. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you just work and you're busy. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter and on Lions Nation Unite and Facebook too, MicroMike. We got a lot of videos popping up. Tomorrow we got the mailbag video. It will be featured from yesterday's live stream, so get ready for that. If you had great comments, it will be on there. Also, we got the One Pride podcast every single Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Videos dropping every single day. Free agency, NFL draft, all things Detroit Lions. Great interviews coming up. Let's get at it.